Hi friends, this one just brings me so much joy. She's just so fun, she's so lively, she's so creative. Let's go ahead and have some fun out here at the quilting studio a little bit. My great client Renee brought this over along with her husband, and she's made this for the great-granddaughter. Now, at the time that she started this, she didn't know what the gender was going to be, but now it's going to be a girl. So she added a little bit more pink to it and made it just a little more fun, a little more festive. And when you see the backing, look at the backing, it's actually a super low pile, very soft minky right there, and that's going to be great. It would be great for either gender, but you could see how a little baby girl that would be leaning toward. And like I say, it is so soft. If you have a little baby, that might be something you might want to consider as a backing right there. And you can see how it matches the colors on the front so well. So because she had learned it's going to be a little girl, she chose my Petunia color of thread. I'm all about it. She wanted some extra pink on the front. Now the design she chose is one of my brand new ones. It's really fun. It's actually called Sky and Wind, but to me it has the stars all in it and these little swirly pieces. It looks like constellations to me, or little clouds. And so it's just kind of fun because you have these little alien guys. They're maybe up in the sky at another planet, whatever you think about aliens. And you got those swirly designs there that you might find up in the sky with the clouds. Oh, she's gonna need herself another bobbin, so we'll trade that out in just a minute. But I thought I would just show you a few things here with the quilt. Of course, she has that great panel in the center. Since she's already finished this section, let's go ahead and remove a couple of these quilt clips. We can put that back here in just a second. We'll feed her another bobbin in a moment. She's also created all of these great piano keys as a nice border in the center section. Isn't that great? She said she just started with this panel and she just kept adding to it. The panel actually goes to here. Then she's added the very groovy sashing top and bottom, and then these little fellas top and bottom, and then she has the googly eyes all the way around and the piano keys here. And then I want to show you a couple things. One is, look at this border here with all of these creatures going all the way around, and look how she chose to add it to the quilt. There's a couple of options you could have done. What would you have done? On this section they're straight up, over here they're facing outward, and on here they're facing downward, so they're going all the way around the quilt. Great choice. Everybody can make their choice about how they want to do it. I think she handled it very nicely. You can do as you wish. Another thing I wanted to show you is, what do I talk about with borders? When you're splicing your borders or you're sashing, I tell you that it's best to do that at the diagonal, because the eye will move much more smoothly across that, except for when you have a very geometric design, which I don't get often, but I do get sometimes. In fact, Renee's other quilt did have that. But I wanted to show you on this one, the splicing is straight on, and this is kind of a gray area where you would have to choose. What would you think? What would you do? Would you do it straight on, or would you try to do it at the diagonal? I think maybe at the diagonal may be more confusing for the eye than to just take it straight on, because there are definite little creatures in here. So anyway, something to think about in that particular way. And then let me show you the piano keys and how nicely she pressed those across, my friends. I'm in love with it there. And it's so nice on the top. I can tell she also took the time to go through and check some of the top area. That's something to be aware of. Anytime that you have pressing on the back, turn it to the front. Right here where there's a little tiny bit of a lap over, that's something you would want to press from the front to make sure there isn't any of that. As she gets stretched on the machine, it's not going to be a problem, but we do want to be careful with that, because the machine could come over and lap over and hold that down. So different things to be aware of. I will be trimming this quilt, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, enjoy this one and plenty of other quilts over here at the quilting studio.